Hey everyone, it's Terry with Terry's Tidbits and the Des Moines Area Community College. Our study group this week looked at the Service Cloud, and we covered a lot of ground in a very little bit of time, but it probably still deserves more. It's a huge topic. It's 11% of the certification for your admin cert. Let's jump into the video, study right along with the rest of the group. Hey everyone, it's Terry with Terry's Tidbits. I am so glad you're here. So welcome everybody. Thanks for coming. This is the admin study group. What are we, like week 7, maybe? I know we're down to just like 3 weeks or so, maybe left, 4 weeks left. So we're moving through it pretty fast, which is awesome. You're doing a good job. So today's topic is case management capabilities. We have Bethany and Robbie. You guys are our leaders for today. So I'll let you take it away when you're ready.
Alrighty. And make sure I got my right screen. Can y'all see that?
Yes.
All right. So I will go first. My duties was to basically describe what case management is and some of the capabilities that you're able to do with case management. And then Robbie, I think, will go into like the details as far as creating automations and everything. So actually, this is my one meme. Okay, it's not really a meme. Yeah. All right, so what is it? Okay. Yes. Case is a customer's question, feedback, or issue. So Chris Rock could have submitted a issue, right? Could have. They're basically the foundation of customer support. If you wanted, the user is able to set up a case management system so that basically does a collection of them, and then it can assign out to individuals on your team with no oversight. When I was doing the research, a few of the cool things were, they had this list for getting cases from emails to your support email address, or like a web form. Customer interactions, social media posts. I put customer interactions on there, sorry, twice. Custom flow, and also a help center. So one cool example that I thought was kind of neat was the email and social media posts. Really allows you to turn any incoming emails from the social media. So like if you get a message on social media, or even a mention, you can basically turn those into a case. Why do we want to do this? The customers want to reach out across multiple channels. So like, you obviously don't want to have somebody you're paying to watch us 24/7. So you can use these tools to monitor and then send those cases to Salesforce. And obviously that saves a lot of time and money as far as like a salary would go. All right, the rules. So these rules can be automated to organize your organization's lead generation and the support. There are those two things, the lead generation and the cases, but I'm just going to go over the cases really for this section. These can be created manually or automatically using these different methods. And I know Robbie will probably go into a little bit of these later too. Web to case, email to case, on-demand email to case, the self-service portal, Outlook, and Lotus Notes. Does anybody still use Lotus Notes?
I'm surprised that's still an option.
I know it was still in there, but I was like, okay. Well,
I know. Like Lotus, still like 1990s word processor.
I did hear the BlackBerry was still available. I don't know if they've rebranded slightly and they're still out there. So
this was like with like Windows 3 or something. Like
I know.
Wow.
I was really shocked when I saw it, but they still had it in there.
Well, so if it's on the exam, we'll pass it for sure.
Well, there you go. You'll remember it, right?
Yeah, right.
So organizations typically use just one rule for each overall purpose. So an example, one case management rule for standard use, and then one case management rule for holiday use. So for example, say there's a holiday, you can create that separately and then have those things routed on that holiday to wherever they need to go. However, for each rule type, only one rule can be in effect at a time. I think
that's a good one to remember.
Yep. And then I think I wanted to go in and kind of show you exactly where those are. So if you go into your setup, and I'm already there. And I think I noted type in case assignment rules in the quick find. I couldn't really locate them off the bat, so I thought this was easier. Just do the quick search. And mine already had like a standard rule set up in my org. Here we go. So then, yeah, and then the next slide basically just kind of shows you. So I had that standard org in there, but each of these rules that are already in there, which was kind of when my org was set up, they're going to consist of multiple rule entries that specify how the cases are assigned. So if you look at each one of these, there are multiple rule entries for all of these, and I'll go back to this. So if you go into edit, you can see that there's all these different fields. And I won't go into the whole creation of it. But again, account, the billing country equals this, and SLA equals gold, and so forth.
So one thing though that I would probably make note of is that when you are editing the rule, that you have the ability to send an email to that.
Oh, really?
That group as well. Yeah, you've got your email template there in step 3. So there in step 3, it can be assigned to a user or a queue.
Right. Switch. Yep.
And then you also have the ability to notify that person if you throw an email template in there.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, that's cool. And then it opened up a new email feature.
So the assignment of a case doesn't automatically send an email. You have to use an email template.
If you're using this method, that would be the way to do it.
Okay. Okay.
Yep. I think there was another method. That does automatically send an email.
Yeah, and that's in your case. Are you going to cover that later, or we'll talk about it later if it's not covered?
Yeah. I didn't cover it. I wasn't sure how much detail, because like I said, the more detail I got into this, the more I was like, I need to scale back on what I'm going to talk about.
No, that's good.
But yes, Ashley, you can set those automatic emails to go out, which is nice. All right. So if you don't want to send any of your automatic things, any of your automatic cases, I should say, to a user, you can also send it to a queue. So this could be useful. Say you need to prioritize and assign records to like a team that would share a workload, and then that team would maybe then work from that queue. There's actually no limit to the number of queues that you can create, and you can choose when the members receive the notifications. The records will remain in the queue until obviously the user accepts them, or they're transferred to maybe another queue. You're able to also specify the set of objects that are supported by each queue and the set of users that can retrieve the records. I did see that they did note that, however, guest users cannot be queue members. They have to be a full user.
Right.
So, and I wanted to go in and show that to you as well. So then under users in your setup, you can go in and basically create the queues for those users from there.
So what's the difference between a queue and a group? Anybody got that question?
With a queue, you can basically set it up so they automatically go out of the queue.
No, a queue, basically the difference is a queue can own a record.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
It can own records. A group can be used in sharing rules, but so those are the two big differences.
I will note that actually. Queue members can own records.
Right? No, it's not necessarily the member; it's the queue itself. The queues can own records.
Okay.
Only certain types of records, but they can own.
Still.
They can still own them. Yes. Leads, cases, tasks, I believe.
Yep.
Or there may be one or two others, but those are the ones off the top of my head I know anyway.
Gotcha. I think that might have been my last one.
It was.
Is there any other questions? Is there anything else that you Terry, you think I need to cover?
I'll let Robbie go, and then we'll see where we go
Okay.
from there.
Okay, sounds good. Sorry, I didn't take the full.
Go, Robbie. You got more time.
You want me to just go along, Robbie, or do you want to share?
Sure. I mean, that's fine.
Okay.
But before I start, I did look up Lotus Notes because I was very curious.
Where did you really?
It is now HCL Notes. HCL bought it from IBM, it looks like. In 2018.
No.
So it still exists.
Would they buy it for like $1?
No, well, it was a part of a bigger
acquisition.
acquisition.
Oh, okay.
I kind of remember that.
Yeah, but it exists. So, all right. So I'm going to talk more about the automation and use cases for that within case management. I'm probably out of order on this. There's quite a bit of information here, so hopefully everybody can follow along. So first I had the auto response rules. They let you automatically send email responses to lead or case submissions based off of that record's attributes. So an example, you would send an automatic reply to customers to let them know if someone at your company received the inquiry, for instance, and you can create auto response rules for the leads captured through like a web to lead form and for cases as well. And these are some examples I think Bethany talked about before, but you can create as many response rules as you like based on any attribute of the incoming lead or the case. You can only activate one rule for leads and one rule for cases at a time. Your team can see the email responses in the activity history related list for the lead or the contact, as well as in the email related list on the cases. So Bethany, you want to click on the next one there? So to create an auto response rule, you go to setup and you enter auto response rules in the quick find box. I showed a picture there, and you select the auto response rules to create a response rule for cases from setup. I must have put that twice. Whoopsies. Anyway, on the auto response rules page, you click new, you enter the rule name, and to activate it, you select active, click save, and then you create rule entries, which should be the next one here. So kind of step by step for you, new for the rule here. Enter your rule criteria, the name on the front line of the auto response message, email addresses to include on there. Must be either one from I can't read my stuff here. This email address must be different than the routing address that's emailed to case. You can select an email template, and then you can send it to all recipients if you want as well. Go to the next one. I have a note on here. To create an error-proof rule, always create the last rule entry with no criteria. This rule entry catches any leads or cases that the previous rule entries did not. This practice is especially important for email to case and on-demand email to case, which don't have default templates. So I thought that was probably important to know. And then this is something I found differences between those rules and then workflow email alerts. And then it kind of gives you the situations that you'd run into here between the two, since they can be similar. Next here, I believe is web to case. I did that. Just give me a second. Sorry. Where did I put that? Sorry. I thought I included that on there. 1 second.
One thing I noticed with the case management stuff is that it was kind of all over the place. Like when you tried to go out there and find information about it, it was hard to organize some of this stuff. Did you find that too, Robbie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, yeah, and that's why I wasn't sure if I was going in the right order that you would actually read this. But for web to case, this would be a customizable form that you would use to submit support requests to gather inquiries and automatically turn them into cases. And this can help you respond to customers faster. And that's why you'd use this. So here's how you prepare it by choosing the case fields to include in the form. And you design the rules and everything with that. Can you go to the next one?
what's the other option in Salesforce that's kind of similar to this? It has nothing to do with cases, but
it's a web form.
Yep, it's a web form. Yep. Where else can we do something similar?
But you're talking about the web delete?
No, not something similar to web delete, but not for cases.
Mm.
There's one other object in Salesforce that has the same kind of feature.
Oh, what?
Is it to opportunities?
Yeah, that's what I was wondering.
Oh, can you create an opportunity off a web form out of the box?
Lead?
Okay.
Lead.
Not out of the box.
Lead. Yeah, leads.
Oh, yeah.
Lead the case.
Okay.
Or lead. I mean, web to lead.
Oh,
web to lead. Sorry, I said lead.
Yeah.
Web to lead. Same
web
thing.
To lead. Okay.
Yeah. This is kind of one of those that's similar to processes where we have sales process, case processes, and lead processes. They're the same across all three of those. This is kind of the same as web to lead. It's kind of the same process. Learn them once. It's the same on both sides.
Yeah, because you can do the same thing with like leads, right? Assign those out.
Yeah. And it makes it an easy way to kind of remember some of this. If you remember it on one, you kind of got the idea on the other.
All right. And then you can generate and test your web to case form as well by generating the HTML code that can be inserted into your company's website to capture the cases in the web form. And this would be whenever someone submits information using the form, the case would be created from this. And this is the kind of the steps to create that form for you. Next one. So escalation rules. Escalation rules automatically escalate cases when the case meets the criteria defined in your rule entry. You can create rule entries which define that criteria for escalating a case, actions which define what happens when a case escalates. You want to assign cases to queues, like Bethany was talking about before. And if you want to send notification emails when a case escalates, create the email templates as well. When they apply the escalation rule to a case, it inspects the case and it compares the case to the criteria in the rule entry. If the case matches the criteria defined in the rule entry, Salesforce will run the escalation action for you. And organizations typically use one escalation rule that consists of multiple rule entries. So an example would be your standard case escalation could have 2 entries. Cases with type set to gold are escalated within 2 hours. Silver, 8 hours. You can set that up. Next one. And this just shows you how you'd be able to create the escalation rule, the steps to create that. All right, so this is email to case, which I think Bethany had mentioned before. It's to efficiently resolve customer email inquiries. When customers send messages to your support email address, Salesforce will automatically create cases and auto-populate case fields. And you can perform that by these steps here. So if you go to the next one, this will show you how to turn on email to case, steps for that. Next one here. And this just kind of gives you each of the criteria in here and what each of the descriptions of them are. So I just wanted to include all that because there was quite a bit.
There was, yeah.
Yep. And then you want to add your routing addresses to your email to case. Go to the next one. I think I have a note on there. Oh, we actually go into case team. So this is your support group that work to solve the cases. So a case team can include support agents, managers, product managers. You can add contacts to case teams, but they can only access cases when they're enabled as a customer portal user assigned to case page layouts. Customer portal users can't update case teams or view case team rules. Case teams aren't available for the partner portal, for instance. You go to the next one. There we go. This is how you would create a case team role.
So Terry, do you create these and Rob, you might know this. Do you create these teams and then you can assign those teams to like the queues?
I don't think they are assigned to queues.
Or would it just be for the cases?
I think it's just the cases.
It's just for the case itself.
Okay.
So it kind of works like account teams or opportunity contact roles, where it's kind of a side object normally in the side panel that just indicates this person is assigned to the case and this is their role on it. So you know, if it's I don't know that you'd do this per se, but if you were tracking a project using cases, you might have a project manager role, you might have an architect role, admin role, that sort of thing. And it would just indicate your team members. Gotcha.
Okay. Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt you, Romy.
No, it's good. I was going to ask the question, what would be a use case for teams? And so we've kind of answered it.
Yeah.
And it can't be a partner community user? Is that what I heard?
Right.
It looks like it. Yeah.
Partner community is mostly from a sales perspective. So
for like
opportunities. Opportunities and it's not.
I think I always thought the customer portal was just like a lower tier partner community. So it would always include partner would always include everything in customer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, almost, but not quite. Yeah.
Okay.
It does miss some of that. They can get to cases, I'm pretty sure, but they wouldn't be able to be assigned to.
I thought that was an interesting note. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, Robbie.
Oh, yeah, you're fine. It's good to talk about it. So this is how you'd predefine your case teams and the steps to do so. We go to the next one, Bethany. And then you can set up your email alerts for your case teams, like I talked about before. And this would set up the rules to be able to do that. And they continued there. And then the last slide I got here is the fields for case teams. So it's a case access. Yeah, east side, if you can hear that.
Hey, I was just going to say.
I was going to say, who's that?
Yeah.
Fun stuff going on.
It's a fire truck and ambulance. This happens at least 3 times a week. So
coming to get you. Okay.
Yeah, not to come to get me. No. So the case access, this is your level of access the team member has to a case. So you'd be able to set that.
So this is really, I think, where the power of some of this case team comes into play. So if you have an org where you have cases as private and you need to be able to extend visibility, your case teams, again, like account teams, allow you to grant or extend access and visibility to records.
Okay. On the exam, do we need to know like a lot of these steps and everything to create these?
You won't need to know the steps to create, but you'll need to know the reason why you will create them and what they can and can't do.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of info as far as like building everything and
you're not going to be asked what steps do you take to create a case team. You're going to be more likely given a scenario, something like maybe the org that you're working in is private and cases are set to private. The owner of the record needs to grant visibility to, say, Robbie, another support technician. How would that case owner do that? Might be an example.
Okay.
So case teams.
Be a case team.
Can a user or a contact or a customer portal user be on more than one case team?
That's a good question.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I guess at a time. Yeah. So like you could add them to.
Yeah. Because all we're doing.
It functions like account teams. Is that what you said?
Yeah. Functions. Okay. Yeah. So you'd be able to do that. I was trying to. You threw the portal one in there, which made me is the one I'm kind of stumbling on as to whether or not. And Robbie, you may have seen this in what you've been looking at, but
that's right.
The customer portal, do they have the ability to be assigned to the case team? I'm thinking no, but I don't know off the top of my head.
Maybe I misread that. Sorry.
Go down, Bethany. It
Yeah,
would be on
it was
first.
further down.
It's on that first case team one. It should be slide 20, 26, no, 25. That's where I had that. Okay.
Case teams can include support agents, support managers. Customer portal users cannot update case teams or view the roles. Case teams aren't available in the partner portal. Okay. Yeah, I didn't think you could. I thought that required a full license.
Just internal Salesforce, you can do that, which makes sense because account teams you can only do with internal users, right? Or can you do that with?
I believe so. The rules are going to be the same on those.
Yeah.
I'm almost positive of that.
And there's another note I didn't have on here that admins can predefine case teams so that they can quickly add people who you frequently work with.
Oh, nice.
That's handy.
Yes.
Yeah.
So they can create assignment rules that add predefined teams to cases that match a specific criteria. So you have that ready to go.
Cool.
Yep. Yeah. Okay. That was my last slide. I'm sure I probably missed something because there was a lot of web to case and email.
Yeah. And the thing that's going to catch you on a lot of these exam questions is the details. So you are going to want to fully understand what it can and can't do. You just like that slide, don't you, with the picture? It's awesome.
We'll ask how cases interact with like other Salesforce functions and features, like how knowledge
you will
is dynamic to a case.
Yeah, you're going to want to be aware, I think, and sometimes it's hard to know what they're going to see as a standard Salesforce admin versus the advanced admin, because a lot of this stuff's also on the advanced admin side. When you get into some of the knowledge or omni-channel, some of that stuff gets, in my opinion, that gets more into an advanced level.
Yeah, I guess because it's not out of the box. So,
it is a licensed Salesforce product, so it will show up on exams. So I would just be aware of it. I doubt that it's going to go into a ton of detail, like, what record type do you use, or how do record types play into knowledge, and how do you get knowledge to show up on your customer experience cloud? That stuff is more advanced. So in my opinion.
Okay.
But you better know what knowledge is and that it can play.
Okay.
But I don't think you're going to, I could be wrong. Does not hurt to know it. But odds are if you get a question that deep, if you know the rest of your stuff, you'll still have enough knowledge to pass it. Yeah. Even, if you fail one or two, it's like, man, I don't remember studying that at all. Crap. It's like, you're going to run into questions like that where you just didn't study for it at all and you don't know it. And that's where you have to kind of rely on the ones that are weighted in your favor to help you get that passing grade. So. Hey everyone, I just wanted to interrupt briefly to again say thank you to our sponsor, the Des Moines Area Community College. Here locally we call them DMACC, dmac.edu. If you are interested in any form of education, continuing ed, please check out their website. We are working closely together to get some Salesforce specific training put together. So check that out if you're interested in learning more and having a classroom style training for Salesforce. Thanks again to the wonderful folks at DMACC. All right, very good. So we've got 30 minutes to do some more Q&A stuff. So let's do that. Any questions before we jump over into some quiz questions. Is that size big enough for you to see it?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I'm hearing no other questions.
Mm.
All right. So let's, I did change the title of this. It's now Salesforce Administrator 2022 Study Group. Once we're done, I'll take the study group piece off of that and it'll just be the full deal. And now I've got the exam weighting and topics out there now as well. So that is all been updated for us. So that's good. Oh, I forgot. I should have just prepped all this and been in and done. Welcome back. Thank you. All right, first question. And this happens to be case management. So Ashley, Bethany, Robbie, Spencer, Kevin. That's the order that I have. So Ashley.
Human resources would like to use cases to track employee requests. The IT department already uses cases to support help desk requests. How would you set up cases to support two uniquely different use cases?
Ooh.
Good question.
Thanks. I wrote it.
So how would you set up cases to support two uniquely different use cases? Well, I don't think you can do dynamic record pages with cases because it's standard and they haven't really done that.
Good
right?
call.
So I can eliminate B.
Yep.
Service processes, I've never heard that term in Salesforce, but maybe it is a thing. So I'm going to eliminate that one.
Okay.
I'm feeling like D would help because you can make, is it, oh, it's like two answers. Okay, yeah, D for sure. Validation rules, that doesn't really make sense.
I was going to say
at all. Yeah, I guess A, but I didn't think groups were a part of cases. I thought it was teams.
Yeah.
Thoughts?
So I feel
Anybody else?
not confident about A.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. No.
All right, ready?
Mm-hmm.
It is going to be C.
Oh.
Let's see. What is service process?
Yeah, I didn't run across any of that.
I may have the term wrong. I'm just questioning myself now that I stumped you all with it. Support process. I did have the wrong term. Support.
Okay. It's under service
process. Yes.
It's under service. Yeah. Okay.
All right. So I'm going to dispute that question. So I come back and we'll fix that later. What was it? What did we say it was?
Support. Processes.
Where else do we have things similar to that?
What do you mean?
Similar to a process that uses that type of a terminology where what other objects in Salesforce have processes? Lead. Yep.
Oh,
lead
yeah.
process.
Yeah, definitely lead.
Yep.
You have lead, support, and I had this one.
Come on, you're almost there. Where else do you have kind of a path that goes across the screen?
Sales.
Opportunities?
Opportunities. Yep. Cases, leads, opportunities, and they all function the same. And which requires a record type. Anytime you define a record type, you're going to have a process associated to them. What do we say, Bethany?
I think so.
Customer support.
Yeah, I was going to say, do you want to read it or do I read it?
Yeah, either way.
Okay. Customer support would like an automated email when a new case is submitted. What feature is used to set this up?
So this one's a little bit, there's a couple different ways we can do it, but I only have one option on this.
Oh, it says to choose two.
Choose two, and you need two to make it work with this with the way that I've got it.
I was going to say
worded.
A and D, but I don't know if that's right.
A and D.
Yeah.
What was the question again?
Customer support like an automated email.
New cases
Maybe
submitted.
it's support settings. I don't know.
But why A though?
Yeah, because
I don't know.
I would
Validation
go-
rules like
to
when
set
you
up the
enter
rule.
something.
Yeah, that's why I was like,
That's
do you
like
need to set up a
entering
rule
data,
for that? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't think it's A.
Okay.
Customer support like an automated email.
So maybe it's C and D?
C and D.
I don't know.
because we're talking about an automated email when a case is submitted. So its cases would be support. Yeah, I would go C and D. I feel
Yeah.
comfortable there.
Yeah, for sure D. But I don't know what else it would be besides C.
Yeah.
For sure.
Well,
C.
it's not D.
And-
It's
yeah.
B and
So
C.
here's where we're at on that one. So this is support settings. This is
Yeah.
your other way. Now you have the way that Robbie covered as well, which was the I forget what that was called, the rules for sending out emails. I forgot what that was called already. But
Auto
support
response.
settings, you have the ability here to define a case creation template
Okay.
right there. But that only will work if on your case page layout,
Yeah. You have something to
There-
send it?
yeah, there's this unique little setting that kind of is tucked away underneath properties.
That's kind of a tricky
That-
question.
Yeah, it
Oh,
is.
man.
So this
Yeah.
is something that's totally different with cases than about any place else in Salesforce. So case assignment checkbox, you can show that on the page layout. That will allow you to send a case back through your assignment rules. You've got email notification. You can cause that to show up on the page as well. So that's the one that we would have to have available. So if I go to change the record owner, I will get a prompt on my page that allows me to send an email. And it's going to send that email template that was in the settings.
And what I talked about was email to case, right, Terry? That whole process.
Yes. You covered
Okay.
email to case. Yeah.
Yep.
And you covered that one really well. Thank you. That was the right words I was looking for earlier.
Yeah. All right. I was just making sure I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Email to case would be this would be if you wouldn't use this method if you were using your email to, what do we call it? Sorry.
Email to case. Yep.
No, that's not the one I was thinking.
Oh.
Let me cancel back out of this. Let's go back to
Is it the auto
Support.
responses?
auto response rules. That's it. Thank you.
Mm,
There's just so much to this section. It's kind of
Yeah.
crazy. Yeah, your auto response rules.
Case. Okay.
Yeah. Now this is probably the better way to do it. But if you did want to allow some of if you had just one rule and it applied to everything, you could do the other method. So one question might be, I could have thrown this in as one of the options and made it a pick 3. But the one that's going to catch you is going to be the one off of that page layout. That's kind of tricky to know that all of those different weird things that are sitting underneath that one.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
All right. Okay, Robbie.
The customer support manager for Cloud Kicks has noticed many cases are being assigned to the default case owner. He'd like to set up a better process to route cases to his team based on the type of case being submitted. It would have to be C, right?
That's what I think too.
Yep. That's what I was going to say.
Very good. Sometimes you'll
Good
get
job.
an easy.
I didn't want to
one like
overthink
that. So, yeah.
And those are the ones you overthink.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. Oh, what did I do? I only got 3. I must have missed something on my.
We failed.
Gosh,
too.
dang it! All right, let's go to just regular. We'll see. Yeah, we failed. We'll go to the other one. I didn't get something configured right. I was thinking it was interesting that it was going through all of the case management questions. So. All right. Kevin, I probably need to hire you to fix the accounting issues that I have with this thing. It's a pretty cool flow. If you ever want to dig into a flow, it's kind of fun to see how this is all set
I'd
up.
love to see it.
All right. Spencer.
The CEO at Universal Containers has asked that his Salesforce dashboard be emailed to him weekly. As an admin, how would you accomplish this?
So this is a topic we haven't covered yet. This would be under data and analytics. So I'm good if you don't know these. I'm not good if you don't know the other ones. You have to know the other ones.
I say D.
Yes.
I say D.
Yeah, that's what we tell them.
I am a fan of D.
Nope. You can have it.
D tells CEO we're not able to email. What did you say, Kevin? E?
I'm going E.
Yeah.
That's what
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's B or C. Yeah.
All right. Well done. Now you will get questions like that where they'll do a B or 2 different letters like that, and as your options. Just be aware that is a possibility too. Kevin.
You've been given an Excel file of 55,000 new leads. The lead owner's name is provided for each record. What steps will you need to take to load this data? Choose one. Just make sure here. So we could A, use VLOOKUP to convert the owner's name to a user ID and use data loader to insert the records. B, load the data using the data import wizard because it will resolve the owner name automatically. C, convert the Excel file to CSV. Or D, A, and C.
Or
E, B, and C.
Just to throw a little twist there.
Convert the owner's name to an user ID and use data loader. But if you use VLOOKUP to convert, you're not going to convert an owner's name to a user ID. You'd have to have, I guess the VLOOKUP would have you doing that in a way. So are we saying I'm not going to get deep into this. Sorry, Terry. Now, I do know that if you use data loader, that you do need to have a CSV. So A and C could be an answer. Okay. I do know that the data using the data, load the data using the data import wizard because it will resolve the owner name automatically. And I am not up to date with my import wizard, but I know that there's more checks and balances there than there are with the data loader. So I'm just going to go, B and C. I'm going to go with E, B, and C.
Any thoughts?
I just can't remember if it would update. It would look at the owner name because it'll do it with you can match lead name. I know, but I don't know about owner name. That seems, but yeah,
hold on here. The lead owner's name. So this is the owner. This is the user. Is provided for each record. Okay, so load the data using.
There's a key piece here that you're missing. Yeah, that you need to look at.
So E's wrong.
Yeah, E's.
You think of the next caller. The lead owner's name is provided for each record. What steps will you need to take to load this data? Well, you definitely have to convert it to CSV.
Yep.
Agree. You got to do that.
You have to use the data loader first,
You know what?
and then
let's
the
go
import.
Right here, this number right there.
But
Oh.
55,000.
Oh, yeah, it's too many.
Yep. So
Too
you
many.
do have. Yep. It is A and C.
Yep,
Yeah.
A and C is correct. Yeah.
We're
Yep.
over by 5,000.
Yep, you got it. 50,000 is the limit. And that a question similar to that, I'm sure will be on the exam to throw a curveball. You will need to know that number. Almost could guarantee that. No idea how they're going to ask it, but you're going to need to know it.
Look for.
All right, Ashley, which of the following statements are true as it relates to multiple currencies?
Okay, to multiple currencies.
This goes back to week
enabled.
1.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it does. Existing records are stamped with a default currency code. Well, yeah, upon enabled, believe that's true. Once a currency is added, it cannot be deactivated. Nope, that's not true. It can be deactivated. You can't delete it, though, I think is the answer. So not be. In reports, the primary currency reflects either the default corporate currency or the currency selected for the record. That sounds true. The system admin controls the default currency for each user. I don't think. Well,
User? I didn't think it's for user, right?
I didn't think it's for user, possibly on a profile, but I don't remember seeing that on a profile because I know it's in like the company like settings, so I don't know what that would be like that.
Good call.
Yeah. So no on D. After enabled, multiple currencies can't be disabled. Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah, I do too. Yeah.
So we're going with E?
Yep.
Yeah.
A, C, and E.
Woo.
Well done.
Can we just
Nicely.
take it as a group? Will they allow
Yeah, right. Yeah, if you can do the exam as a group, it'd be great.
Yeah.
All right, Bethany.
Oh, good Lord. If the price book is changed on an opportunity that has existing product line items, what will happen? Yeah, I don't know.
None of these things
There's-
that we're familiar with yet.
Yeah.
So this would have been one that this topic anyway. This was the sales and marketing piece. So you'll probably get something along the same line as well. Would be my guess. So this would be a good one to know. So you've got an existing opportunity.
Right?
Yeah, existing opportunity, and you're changing the price books, you're changing the price book on that opportunity.
What's the object structure here? So I'm guessing product line items are child records to price book.
Yep.
And
Not a price book. They're child records of the opportunity.
of the opportunity. Okay.
Yes.
Price
book is a setting on the opportunity, and then your line items are children that actually link to a price book entry.
So it's not D if they're linked.
Nothing price book or price or product line items act independent once they're added to an opportunity.
Well, that could maybe not be the case. I mean, I'm not familiar with this.
I'm not either. I have no clue.
Anybody have any thoughts on it?
These objects, but I'm assuming that if product line items are an object itself and it's just child records too, are they unique? Like, so they're not set to price book? I guess I was thinking like they're one product line item is one to many. Is what I'm trying to get out.
I was going to say an error message will occur.
So if it's one to many, then it would change across all opportunities. But if it's like a unique product line record to a unique opportunity, then it's different.
So your price book is set at the opportunity level. Your product entries would be your product line items. So, and they have to match. So if I have a price book A, then my products need to also be from price book A, my price book entries. I can't have a price book B with price book entries from price book A. They have to align. So if you try to change the price book on an opportunity with line items, you're going to end up with a mismatch there, which can't happen. Yep. So if I remember right, it's been a while since I've studied this too, but I think it is right with
what?
Whoa.
That one, I remember that came up once before, and it just shocked me when it happened last time too, that Salesforce should actually remove those. And I actually had to go test that to verify.
That's
Let's see what it says in help. Because I would have guessed A on that as well.
Yeah. Pop an error.
All right, let me make that bigger for you to see.
Yeah, all products are deleted from the products related list, but the value of the opportunities amount fields remain the same. Last bullet.
Isn't that crazy?
That's
why?
Yeah. I would answer. I will answer that wrong every single time it's presented. the fact that Salesforce deletes records on us just shocks me. They never do anything like that.
That doesn't make sense.
Yeah. So anyway.
Well, we should remember it now because it doesn't.
I'll remember that forever now.
Another one on price books that's a really kind of an interesting one is, and maybe that's okay. This is actually the other one. This is the different scenario to the same type of question, and you'll want to know the right answer on this as well. So, Robbie, you're up. I think.
Over here.
So you've got open opportunities with line items on them, and you're deactivating the price book that is associated to those opportunities, and they've created a new price book, has new pricing in it. What's going to happen to your opportunity? So what do we think about A? The opportunity will become read-only.
I was thinking that actually.
And they'll need to create a new opportunity with a new price book.
It's still there, right?
Like you can see it, but it's been deactivated, right?
Yeah. That's kind of what I was thinking, but.
Oh, well.
And then you've got B. A new price book will be updated, or the new price will be updated when the opportunity line item is edited. Nothing. The original price remains the same. And then D, the open opportunities will be marked as closed lost. And then the new price will automatically be updated. That should probably say that your line items will automatically be updated to the new price. Is probably a better way of wording that.
And this is not the amount fields on the opportunity that we're talking about.
What will happen to the prices on existing opportunities?
Oh.
Everybody stumped on this one?
I mean, I guess B. I don't
B or
know.
E. I don't know. Yeah.
I'm going to go with C.
C?
See if I have it right.
Because your new book, you saved the other one.
It's a brand new. Yeah, it's a brand new price book. So it has really nothing to do with your existing.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Yep. Yep. Your price book didn't change on your opportunity. It really is completely unaware that anything happened.
So totally different prices. Okay.
Yep. Yeah. Once your opportunity is established with its line items, it never is going back to reference the price book entry. It has everything it needs at that point, and it kind of disconnects. So to speak.
I don't think I'm familiar with the price book and product line behavior.
Yeah, you'll need to be familiar with it.
Yeah.
Spencer. Oh, we talked about this just a little bit ago.
We don't want to.
On which objects?
The queue is available on which of the following objects? I know cases.
Cases.
I know leads.
Leads. This one always throws me too. What is that last one?
No. If I had to guess purely off of guessing orders.
Is this what, queues?
Yeah.
Orders. Anybody have thoughts on contracts or content?
I'm leaning more
contracts.
towards contracts. Yeah.
Yeah. I like contracts better than orders.
Yeah, I don't know if I covered that.
Yeah, I don't think orders would need
Not positive.
a queue.
Yeah, orders is a lot like a opportunity and line items. It's very similar in that regard. Content is documentation type stuff.
Mm-hmm.
All right, ready to go with that?
Yep.
I don't know. I did not know the answer on this.
Those orders.
Yeah, I would have guessed wrong in there too. I probably would have. I couldn't remember for sure which one that was. So let's just take a look quickly at the help. And it's spinning. And
I guess orders does make sense though. I mean, if you have an order out there that needs to be fulfilled,
Yeah.
right, you'd have a queue to be worked.
That makes sense. Yeah.
I was thinking contracts, but
no. I was thinking that too. I don't see where I'm saying on here exactly where queues are an option. Am I missing it? Did you guys see it anywhere?
See it?
Just looking it up.
That's not a very good help document.
Oh, it's part of Commerce Cloud?
I'm in service. All right, I'll have to figure out where that is actually all documented. Public groups. I'm not seeing it on here. All right, you're gonna have to trust me on that one. And go out there and prove me wrong. That'd be awesome.
He's an admin.
Yeah, right. I forgot where I left off. Are we with Kevin?
I think it's me.
Yeah.
A user cannot be marked as inactive when which of the following are true? Choose 3.
Oh, yeah. This is fun to figure out too.
Right? User is part of an active assignment rule. The user is assigned to an opportunity team. User is sole recipient of an email alert. User is a system admin. User is assigned as the default case owner. A.
Okay.
C.
I remember talking about that.
Yeah.
C.
Yep.
And I believe it's E.
Well done.
Yeah.
Well done. Nicely done. Cool. That takes us to the bottom of our hour. So that's fantastic. Great job.
Yay.